never really like thought I was gonna be a producer. I liked hip hop a lot as a kid, and I liked rapping a lot and shit. And I just couldn't buy beats. Like I didn't have the money to buy beats. So I had a computer and I had an interest in gadgets and shit, and I just started figuring out how to make beats on my computer. And I remember having like the demo version of Fruity Loops, and I couldn't save. So I would work on one beat at a time and just keep my computer on. And I plugged my computer into my boombox, and like when I had the beat where I wanted it, I would just tape everything to a cassette. I couldn't edit it anymore. I would just run it for like 5 minutes, so I had this 5-minute beat, and that's how the process started. And I fucked with Fruity Loops for a good 10 years. That's some real shit. I owe a lot of my love for music to Brooklyn. I had the benefit of having block parties where I heard disco and funk. I had parents that DJ'd some of these block parties playing, funk and house. And I found this spot called the Purple Lounge, this underage spot when I was a really young teenager near Coney Island. And I thought it was going to play like hip hop and shit. It was a club, but they were open to teenagers. I thought they would play like rap, and I'd go there and they played tech house and techno and funky jackin' house and just all kinds of shit I never heard, just jungle and garage. I didn't hear that shit on my block. I had no idea what it was, but I loved it. And it got to a point where I would risk going into neighborhoods in Brooklyn that weren't really black friendly because they were the only spots that had an EDM club. They might have a rave night. And people on the floor understood that dynamic, and they were really respectful of it, and they showed a lot of love because of it. And I made a lot of good friends just from the people that made sure I got to the train safe at 4 in the morning after a night in the club. I feel like the New York and the Brooklyn club experience especially is different than any other experience in the world. I love being able to consider myself a producer first and DJ second. And I don't say that with any disrespect to the art at all. But I feel like I have this benefit of coming into DJ sets with my own selection of shit that I've worked on as a producer. And layering that on top of records and remixing records and editing records and having shit that literally nobody else can bring to a party is something that I take pride in, You catch my set, you might hear a song that no other DJ can play you, literally, because nobody else has it. When I played that 2 Chainz shit at Hardfest when I went out there with X, I did that song on the plane on the way there. There's something special about being able to present and capture an individual moment like that. I started rocking a mask because I realized I was tired of people focusing on who I was and not really paying attention to the music. And the mask is a way to just kind of hide behind the music. I don't really do this shit to be in the limelight like that. I'm not that kind of person. I always want my music to speak first. If you know me well enough to know what I look like behind that shit, that means that I trust you as a friend first. And that right is reserved for certain people.